The other members of the detail, the surviving Group 15 agents, radioed back that they could hear her clearly. Lily was number 6 now, but didn't feel the seniority that would usually have come with that designation. To rise from 12 would usually have taken years, but her ascent had been rocketed by the deaths of the agents in Krasnodar and New Delhi. She had been a member of the team sent to rescue Control from Otto Summer, but had returned to London to report that Milton, who had also been on the detail, had sold them out. She had reported that everyone else had been murdered and that she had escaped only by dint of good fortune. That wasn't what had happened at all, not even close, but she'd needed a fall guy, and Milton, with his checkered past, was the perfect candidate. Lily had been persuasive, and, so far, she was confident that her story had been bought. There were just 2 loose ends: Control and Milton. They both knew what she had done. Lily wasn't concerned about Control. Summer had reported that she was in Siberia, and while she was trapped there, she offered no threat. Milton, though, was another matter. He was in the wind, and Lily knew enough about his history to know that he wouldn't stay quiet. He had an irritating sense of right and wrong, and would come after her for what she had done. Lily's daughter, Lola, was at home, and the prospect of a Group 15 agent, let alone an agent like Milton, running free while holding a grudge, had been the source of many sleepless nights. Milton was good at disappearing. He had managed that successfully before, vanishing for months despite the best efforts of the firm to find him. They had expected something similar this time too, until Group 3 had found the SIGINT that said he was in Kashmir. A police report had been filed following a brawl between a Western tourist and 2 local men who had tried to mug him. The Westerner had been arrested and processed. The name he gave them was false, but he couldn't fake his mugshot and prints. The analysts pulled the file, cross-checked the prints with group records, and confirmed that it was Milton. They dug in some more and identified the mobile phone he had been using. They were able to track it to the houseboat that lay ahead of them now. The radio squelched again. Alpha to Bravo. Confirm you're ready to breach. Out. 2 looked over at Lily. Lily nodded. Bravo to Alpha, he said. Ready to breach. Out. Alpha to Bravo. Roger that. On my mark. Out. They had split into 2 groups, Alpha and Bravo. Alpha was 1, 4, and 5, and they had stolen a tender and were out on the water where they had an unobstructed view of the houseboat. 5 had put a small drone into the air and was using that for overhead coverage. The 3 of them would be well placed should Milton manage to evade the breaching party by throwing himself into the lake. He could try to swim clear, but he wouldn't get far. Lily was in Bravo Group, and together with 2 and 3 was responsible for boarding the boat. Alpha to Bravo, the radio buzzed. You have a green light to proceed. Weapons free. Say again, weapons free. Out. Lily drew her pistol, held it in both hands, and trained it on the back of the houseboat. 3 drew her pistol and came up to stand alongside her. 2 stepped onto the small wooden platform that wrapped around the exterior of the vessel, and Lily followed, with 3 staying on the platform to provide cover and to ensure that Milton would have nowhere to run if he somehow managed to come this way. The houseboat had a simple hinged door. An iron handle was used to secure it, with a series of decorative wooden slats to allow for natural light and ventilation. 2 carefully turned the handle. The door was unlocked, and he pulled it back and stepped inside. Lily followed. The interior was a blend of traditional Kashmiri craftsmanship and modern convenience. The living area was small, with seating arranged around a low wooden table. Hand-woven carpets and rugs covered the floor, and the walls were hung with local tapestries. Windows in the sides of the houseboat offered views of the lake and the surrounding land.